Hey, this is Shannon Kringen, Goddess KRING in Seattle, and let's see if I can be honest. Let's see if I have the courage to be honest. It is January 24th, 2025, and I don't want to invade the privacy of other people in my life. I am basically on the autism spectrum, um, and that's not an excuse, and it is not a me it's not me bowing down to saying that I'm a victim of anything. I'm also ADHD and dyslexic. I'm also left-handed. I'm an only child. I've written a lot of poems, and they've been recorded into songs with Dave Flowers from Interactive Jack Records. And I recently performed live on stage, and I did a really good job on stage, I think. It wasn't just me who thought that, it was fellow band members. And as we have a drummer and a keyboard player, and the audience seemed to like what I was doing. But then after the performance, I was moody before and after the performance because I don't go to bars, I don't drink or smoke. I'm not a loud bar person, but I love being on stage. So you could say I'm not a bar person. I love being on stage, sharing my original poetry and music. And we did a format of a show where there was electronic dance music, and then there was a couple songs, Goddess KRING songs, and then electronic dance music, and then a couple Goddess KRING songs. And we did that. We did two shows like this, and I did a good job. Me and the drummer and the keyboard player, all three of us did a good job on stage, professional and all of that. But I was really moody before and after. And what I mean by that is I had anger and sadness, and I felt very critical. And I created a negative ripple effect around me because of this. So I'm trying to talk about this in an honest way without invading the privacy of the other people involved. I come off maybe as a bit narcissistic because I'm talking about myself, but what I'm trying to do is take responsibility for myself as a human being and do a better job. In some ways, I'm a really nice person. I'm easy to get along with. I'm cooperative. I compromise, but maybe a little too much. Maybe I'm a little bit too much saying, yes, yes, I can do that. 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 And then eventually I feel like a wet sponge that's soaked up all the water that it can possibly soak up. And then it's overflowing and needs to drip out. So I feel like I'm controlling myself as much as I can and following the rules, the social rules, the fulfilling the part that I'm supposed to do, which is to be a nice person, friendly, smile, look pretty, dress up, be on stage, and sing my original poetry, which makes me happy to share my music with people. But I find a lot of loud noise irritating and overwhelming. And I find loud bars, I have to put earplugs in. Even regular earplugs bother my ears. So what I do is I put toilet paper in my ears or cotton, literally cotton or something soft in my ears, because the things made to put into your ears as earplugs actually irritate my skin. They I put them in my ears and they fall out. Same thing with like those, like I use these kind of headphones that are foam on the outside of my ears. I don't like the little tiny things, hard plastic things that you stick inside your ears. They irritate my skin. My skin gets red and puffy. So I'm sensitive. I'm more of a folk rock, poetic kind of musical person. I'm not really a loud electronic dance music kind of person. And yet I appreciate all forms of music, even music I don't like. I still appreciate musicians that play music on stage, even if I don't love the way it sounds. I appreciate the creativity, all the work involved, all the effort involved. So I promoted the show heavily that we did a few days ago on stage. I'm not going to mention the venue or anything. I'm just because this isn't about me complaining about other people. This is about me. This is about Shannon Kringen taking responsibility for herself. I feel like I'm trying to navigate how do I fit into the world. I've never wanted to fit in. I've wanted to be my unique self and somehow be appreciated by others. But what I think I do is they say autistic people can't read other people. I feel like I can kind of read other people. Maybe I sometimes misinterpret other people. I usually ask if I don't understand something. But what I've had people say to me is that they can't read me. So I kind of feel like I have a poker face or like I'm hiding. I'm either unsure about who I am or what I want, and I'm unclear, so I can see why people misinterpret me. This is what I was going to say. I can see why people misinterpret me because I give signals that aren't clear. People that used to watch my public access show said they thought I was crazy, and they said I had a blank look on my face. They either thought I was crazy or that I had a blank look, or they thought I was on drugs. I was never on drugs. I don't do drugs. I don't drink or smoke or do any kind of drugs, although I have had a couple experiences with a psychedelic, but I only did that recently with somebody that I felt safe and trusted. And now I realize my brain is already like that. So let's just say when I look at tree branches now, they seem even friendlier than they did before. So I like the shape of tree branches. I have synesthesia. Music is visual to me. So I'm in the autism spectrum. So I performed and did a good job on stage, but then I kind of freaked out off stage a little bit and I upset the people around me, although I was nice to them. Like I looked in their eyes and said, thank you, blah, blah, blah. But then I walked off by myself and I cried, I got angry, I was clearly upset, and the energy that I emanated upset other people. So people can't seem to read me. I don't know if I can read them well or not. That's why I'm a good art model, because when I'm an art model, I'm not required to make a lot of eye contact other than I go into the room and I say hello, thank you. I fill out paperwork. I do all of my income tax. I do everything I need to do. But as an art model, my job is just to be comfortable around people drawing me, painting me, sculpting me, and I sit still and I'm quiet. So it's a very meditative thing for me to do. So it's quiet and I cooperate and I do what I want. I do a good job as an art model and then they pay me. And so same thing when I work with medical students, I play a role. So and I'm taking an acting class now called Voice at Freehold Theater Seattle and I'm doing well at that and I'm excited about that. But I freaked out at this performance. I feel like sometimes I agree to do things and I don't realize till later that I wasn't that comfortable. Like now what I want to do, because instead they had me do a couple Goddess KRING songs, and then we had electronic dance music, and then a couple KRING songs, and then electronic dance. So I was upstage, on stage, off stage, on stage, off stage, on stage, off stage, which sounds kind of exciting, like a variety show, but it felt very choppy. And I did it. I did pretty well. I was really good on stage. I was professional, polite, funny, smart, pretty, whatever. I dressed in a costume, I put makeup on, I danced around, I sang. I did a pretty good job, other than my voice is quiet. I need to learn to sing into the microphone a little bit more confidently. I got feedback from the audience that my vocals were not very loud and that the other instruments were a lot louder than my voice. I think that is partly because the sound levels could have been a little different, but it was partly because I have a kind of a quiet voice. So now I know to tell the sound guy, if there is a sound guy, can you turn my mic up a little bit? And can we get the levels right in terms of the vocals? So I'm more of a folk, like I really listen to the singer and the lyrics because I write lyrics and I do sing and I do spoken word poetry. And some of my favorite musicians are Tom Petty and Tori Amos and Edie Brickell and Patti Smith, PJ Harvey, people like that, it is, and Neil Young. The lyrics are important, the voice is important. Some people are more into music that's mostly about the rhythm. I'm really into the melody and the vocals and the poems. And so the lyrics really matter to me, and Bob Dylan and people like that. The lyrics really matter. And I write my own lyrics. So I feel like I bit off more than I can chew without realizing it. And then I kind of freaked out. And so now we're changing our path. And I was going to do another show, but now I'm not invited to go to that particular show, which I won't mention the details of because I want those people to have fun without me, and I won't be there. But I hope to be booked in future stage performances where I can do a full hour of Goddess KRING music. So what I wished if I was queen of the Goddess KRING, queen of the world, is that I would be billed on stage with these other performers as Goddess KRING. I will do a full hour of original Goddess KRING music. And then the other bands will do their thing, whether it's electronic dance music or funk or blues or jam or jazz or rock or whatever. But I do Goddess KRING. What I do is original Goddess KRING music with a drummer and a keyboard player. And I'm grateful that I can work with these people. But I have to be careful because I get really irritated and overwhelmed, and I feel a little bit like one of those sea urchins or creatures like that. So I'm glad that I have the courage to go on stage, and that I like being on stage, and I did a pretty good job. But at the same time, once I got off stage, I realized how irritated I was and how stressed out I was about how loud it was in there, and about how I was partly up there to prove that I had the guts to be up there and do it. So I wonder, where's the joy in that? Am I doing certain things because I want to prove that I have the guts to get on stage? I want to prove that I have the guts to sing and dance and perform. And it is, I pat myself on the back for having the courage to do that. But at the same time, I will acknowledge, was it very fun? Like when I met Tori Amos, I painted shoes for Tori Amos and I met her backstage. The whole thing was very stressful. Like it wasn't very fun. Like I was nervous. I met her. She wore hand-painted shoes in 1996 on stage at the Paramount Theater, but it was a very stressful experience. And I was like, I was trying to just prove, okay, meet Tori Amos. Okay, paint her shoes. Okay, X, check the box. Perform on stage. Check. Okay, be in the parade. Check. Perform it. Take an acting class. Check. Okay, I'm going to prove I have the guts to do this and prove I have the guts to do that. And then I'm thinking, what is that noise? I have to see what that noise is. So it's like I'm trying to prove that I have the guts to do things more than I'm really enjoying doing them. So I have to ask myself, do I want to stop doing these things, or do I want to learn to relax and enjoy doing them? Am I so self-conscious about proving I have the guts to do things that I'm just mostly doing it for that purpose? Okay, I have to see what there's a noise behind me and I have to see what it is. I'll be right back. What is that? Oh, it went off. Okay, never mind. Pardon the funk, I used to say. So I'm wearing this Tom Petty button to remind myself to stay true to myself. And I'm wearing the Houston Art Car Parade t-shirt. I'm on the autism spectrum, and that's not an excuse. That's just me acknowledging that I am highly sensitive, and yet the flip side of being sensitive is being so easily irritated by things because you're sensitive, you're sensing more than people less. If somebody isn't very sensitive, they don't get irritated by everything because they're just like, whatever, it's fine. They don't notice things that sensitive people will notice every little thing. Whereas less sensitive people are able to handle loud environments or things that are annoying to sensitive people don't annoy people that aren't very sensitive. So the flip side, if you're sensitive, is you're insensitive, because if you're really sensitive and then you're irritated, then you get angry and annoyed and overwhelmed, and like your face turns red and you feel irritated. and like you need to go off by yourself and get some quiet time. And then other people don't understand it, especially when you're me and you push yourself too far. I push myself too far to prove I have the guts to do something, and I sort of tough things out to prove that I have the guts to do it and be a strong Viking because I'm Norwegian. I'm a strong Viking. And then I realize, oh my God, this is irritating. I want to go off by myself now. So I either need to learn to say no to certain things, or can I learn to do things in a way that I will enjoy? Like ideally, it would be nice if I could just show up and do a set of Goddess KRING music and help them set up and take down. But basically, my focus is to come and do my original music, and then I'm done, and then I go off stage, and then I get quiet time by myself, and then I'm happy to help the crew set up or take down the musical gear and equipment. I'm willing to work and help set up, take down, be part of the crew, promote the show, do all that. But I find the loud social environment overwhelming and irritating. And so I have to figure out how to navigate this and how to make choices that are better so that I don't upset myself with my irritability and anger and anxiety. And I also don't want to upset other people. I don't want to create a negative ripple effect. I want to create a positive effect because people who have liked working with me say that I'm kind and cooperative and easy to work with. But then I realize part of why that is because I over accommodate and I'm extremely polite and cooperative. And that can be a very good trait. But if I overdo that, then I get angry later on because if you over accommodate, eventually you're like, okay, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. And then the dam bursts and the volcano erupts. You understand what I mean? So this is what they say an autistic meltdown or a burnout meltdown. So I have to figure out how to navigate this, how to take better care of myself so that I can enjoy. I don't really love being around other people as much as many people out there seem to enjoy people more than I do. I like being on stage and I like dancing, but I don't like a lot of loud bar socializing and having to talk so loud that you have to kind of yell just to talk to somebody in a bar. I don't like that. I'd rather go to a library or walk in a park with a friend. So I have to go now, but thank you for listening. I just wanted to share that I feel like I kind of blew it in a certain way recently, and now I'm getting back on the horse of I would love to continue sharing Goddess KRING music and poetry with people. I would love to do spoken word open mic somewhere. There's some opportunities coming up that I could maybe go to. I have my Kringonian Pizzazz poetry book, Kringonian Pizzazz, Kring Speak Poetry. This is a book that I created. So I want to share my music and poetry with people, collaborating with people. Like the best photos I take are the ones I take of myself. Because when other people try to photograph me, I get very shy and I'm afraid of being seen as a narcissist. And so I sort of get shy and withdrawn. But when I photograph myself, I'm not afraid to be powerful. Although there are other artists who have done drawings of me that are beautiful. There's a beautiful drawing. I forgot the name of the lady who drew this of me, but forgive me, I forgot. And I do abstract art as well. Catch the Wind Song Spiral Drive. So I love nature. I love plants. I love animals. So I need to get back to it. So I'm going to go model for artists and I'm going to do my best. So thank you for being here with me. This is Shannon Kring and Goddess KRING. Just this video is about acknowledging that I had some negative ripple effect. I created a negative ripple effect around me and it had ramifications and I've had to apologize and try to repair the damage. It's embarrassing. It's not fun. It doesn't feel good. And yet I give myself credit for trying to have good communication and honest communication, apologize for my mistakes. and give myself credit for the good things that I do with my jobs. And I work with people mostly in ways that works out. I wish that I knew more clearly who I was. I think this is part of my autism is a cholelexithymia where you're not sure how you feel. It's like I sort of check off the box of doing like I do this, I'm accomplishing this. On stage, meet Tori Amos, give her hand painted shoes, make a video, do this video monologue, publish this video. There's part of me that's just like, who am I and why am I here and what am I doing? What do I really want? What do I really enjoy? Where do I fit with society? So thanks for listening. This is just my video stream of consciousness. I'm just trying to figure it out. So thank you. If anybody listens, I rarely ever get feedback from anybody, let alone people that are autistic. If anybody listening to this is on the autism spectrum, feel free to share that with me. Or if you're ADHD, I'm a little OCD, I'm a little ADHD, I'm a little dyslexic. I'm autistic, and yet I'm very good at living by myself, paying all my bills. I have several jobs, dog sitter, a dog walker, art model, focus group participant, standardized patient for medical students. I do lots of different things, and I'm really good at my jobs. You could say my special interest is my artwork and my career. And my social life is not quite as successful, I would say. I don't have a lot of close friends. I have a few friends, but I find friendships a bit stressful, and I really like time to myself. I need to really relax and unwind. I need to be alone. So that's part of my reality. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye for now. Hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please tell me if you got something positive out of this video. I would love to hear feedback from people. Bye for now.